Well, hello everyone. And of course, the minute I click go live, my neighbor is cutting his lawn and I am too far from the window to shut it. So if you hear a lawnmower in the background, I am so sorry, but I will continue with this go live. And I did a group go live yesterday with other entrepreneurs, and we were talking about, signs that we had in our career, in our life that said, oh my goodness, things need to change, right? That intuition call that's within you that's saying, hello, things need to change, do something. But, we don't know how to necessarily take it sometimes. We may, think it'll pass, or we're too afraid to move forward or to listen to it or honor it. So I wanted to share quickly my side of the story on when my little, let's call it the little birdie, was talking to me and saying things need to change. Of course, having children, you're not just thinking for yourself now, you have a family. And so that was, a good reason to try to create a better life for them. And I would have to say my first ever inkling was saying, oh my God, I need to make more money. But to make more money, I'd have to work overtime. And working overtime means that I'm away from my children even more so than I already am. And that just wasn't a possibility for me, because then I wouldn't have that balance of work life. And I just didn't want to give more time to a company to get more money. And so that was my kind of first inkling that I said, okay, I need to change and do something else. Then I had a burnout, and that was another reason to say, okay, I need to focus on myself. And my third, gut feeling was when, and it happened just recently. I kind of already knew it, but it was kind of in your face at this point, was feeling completely undervalued and disrespected, and the injustice at work. And I was just like, wow, I knew it was like this, but now it is clear as day that I don't want to put more time than I have to for a corporation that doesn't value their employees. And so that for me was a huge sign to keep going with my online business. My first sign is when I started. My other signs were to continue. And my latest sign was go in full force now, like you're doing it full time, because you need to get out from where you are and create your own financial life, and your own life, your own business, things that you're excited about. And a lot of people will say, but then you won't get to travel. I have been flying for 26 years. Will I miss it? Yes, I probably will. I'll miss the people that I work with. But you know what? When it comes to travel, I'll just, use the money that I'm making for my business to travel, which I already kind of doing right now. So that being said, when you're faced with that intuition, that gut feeling that resides in you that something needs to change, I highly, highly invite you to listen to it. And in the pin post on my Facebook page, I built a PDF, super easy PDF that you could grab and save. And they're just questions to ask yourself, to have that self-reflection on what to do next. And so thank you so much for being here. Always appreciate it. Have a wonderful day, everyone.